Hi. So earlier this week I attended the information session for the gastric bypass surgery, which is like the first step in the process, getting all the information, becoming informed. There was about 15 people in the class, 3 of which were men, ranging from, early 20s to like late 60s, at one point they stated that the doctors don't like to do the surgery on anyone who's over 65, and one lady had to leave because she was well over that mark, you know what I mean? And we were all sizes, like sizes 16, 18 to size, 28, 30. We covered the whole scale. And it was about a 2-hour long session, which wasn't bad. It was warm in that room though. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was warm. And you get a whole bunch of chubby people in a warm room sitting for 2 hours, you know what? Someone's gonna be taking a nap. They are. And I looked around the room. There's like 3 people that were snoozing. You know what I mean? But it wasn't boring. I don't want you to get that. But it was long and warm. 3 people came up one at a time. It was a slideshow. The first person was a nurse. Told you the pros and cons. The biggest con being of any surgery. Death. That's like up there on the con scale. You know what I mean? And the pros being healthier, being healthier and more active and blah blah blah. The second person was a dietitian, once again telling you the pros and cons, basically anyone who's been on a diet ever already knew everything she was telling you. Don't eat a piece of meat bigger than a deck of cards, half your plate should be vegetables, and that's all good lifestyle things we should know anyways. I think the only con was that, when you're eating a meal, you're only going to be eating like this much, right? And so you're going to be eating different than everybody else at the table, which is, if that's the biggest con, it's not that big a deal. You're also taking vitamins for the rest of your life. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Because the surgery, basically, what the nurse said is they take your stomach, which is the size of a football, and turn it into the size of an egg. You know what I mean? So that's pretty big. You know what I mean? That's a big change, a big drastic change. So you're not going to be eating as much. You know what I mean? Everybody else around you is going to be eating this, and you're going to be like, meow, 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 meow. That's it. But that, you're going to be full, so it doesn't matter. And then the third person was a social worker who came up and told us, once again, pros and cons, and that, not only are you going to be changing your body image, but your personality might change, or how people interact with you might change, right? So that's what he said. But it was pretty good. I'm glad I went. At the end of the session, we had to say yay or nay whether we wanted to continue on this journey. I said yes, because the next step is meeting with a nurse. And you know what? After I meet with the nurse and have some tests done, I can at any time I can say no to the surgery. But I'm going to try and get as much information as I can. So it was very informative. One thing I want to say is though is that I'm not going through this because I'm unhappy with the way I look. You know what? I happen to think I'm a pretty sexy kitten. You know what I mean? I do. Meow. But I want to be healthier. I do. I want to be able to breathe. I want to be able to run. Well, I don't want to run. Who runs? But I want to be healthier. I want to feel healthier, and I don't right now. But you know what? It's not because I want to be sexier, because I am pretty sexy as I am right now. All right, so I will keep you informed. Right now I have to wait for a call from the nurse, and then that will start the next part of the journey. So I will let you know when that happens. Cheerio, have a great day.